Welcome to HomeFront SitRep. I hope you're in for a great show today, because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe yours.
You can find HomeFront SitRep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also check out HomeFront SitRep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting.
Still in the fight, different battlefield, same damn life. No spotlight shining on the ones who serve, just great sacrifice and a whole lot of nerve. From small town shops to a helping hand, we're lifting each other, yeah, that's the plan. No red tape, no filter, no disguise, just truth in the fire behind our eyes. This is HomeFront SitRep, hear the call, where the real ones rise and the fallen stand tall. Every voice matters, every story's legit. We're family here, this is HomeFront SitRep. From the shadows to the spotlight we step. Yeah, this is HomeFront SitRep. From the scars we carry to the lives we rebuild, from the weight of silence to the strength of will. Non-profits grinding, boots on the street, no headlines chasing, just mission complete. Veteran alone, still chasing the dream. From a mic to a message, we're building a team. Creators and fighters, yeah, we all belong. Turn the pain into purpose, turn the hurt into song. No politics, no games, no divide, just warriors standing side by side. This is HomeFront SitRep, hear the call, where the real ones rise and the fallen stand tall. Every voice matters, every story's legit. We're family here, this is HomeFront SitRep. From the shadows to the spotlight we step. Yeah, this is HomeFront SitRep. But we don't forget, we don't walk away. We carry each other through every day. From combat boots to a boss to a seat, still standing tall, still hard to defeat. Real stories, real impact, real people. This ain't just a podcast. This is a movement. This is HomeFront SitRep, loud and clear, for the ones still fighting year after year. Every voice matters, every story's legit. We're family here, this is HomeFront SitRep. Yeah, we rise, we grind, no regret. Welcome to HomeFront SitRep.
Welcome, everybody, to a Monday edition of HomeFront SitRep. How is everybody doing? My main man, Theory, how are you doing, sir?
Man, I am doing fantastic. How are you doing, sir?
Man, I am doing fantastic. If I was any better, I'd be you.
Oh, look at that.
So what's going on in the world of Theory, man? I haven't really got to sit down and have a chit chat with you here lately. What's been going on with you, brother?
A lot. A lot of moving parts, getting ready for this album release and going through some changes. Not necessarily all for the bad either. Some good things coming. And
Yeah, I'm excited for this new album.
yeah, man. You know, I got the album's done. I'm just waiting on one feature, and once that feature is back in my computer, then I'm ready to upload it. I'm gonna master it here over the coming week, and I'm gonna release a couple singles to from the album to be able
Some
to
teasers.
yeah, it is to build the hype, and then I'm gonna drop the album in the summer. It's looking like it's gonna be a late June, maybe early July release. So once I get an exact date, I'll definitely keep you posted. And then I got the
Yeah,
couple shows
definitely.
for I got 2 shows coming in the next couple weeks. Um, one show, Ryan Watts actually scored Thunder over Louisville.
Oh, nice.
So me and Joey will be performing with him for that show. We're gonna do a song that we do with his band because his band is the one that's performing. So we're doing a song together with their band that we featured on, and then the very next weekend, Joey and I got our own set list to do a show at his wife's bar that she works at. So we're gonna do a show
Nice.
there that next weekend, and then I got the shows with Jerry Robinson coming up in Chicago and Shelbyville, Indiana, early May. So lot of things moving, man. A lot of things moving. Got to keep grinding.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love watching, your both your private page and your theory page, your public page, and seeing all the moving parts and stuff. And of course, we talk behind the scenes. You send me stuff, I send you stuff, and um, I've been itching, and I let my kids see. I let my kids listen to it. I let my wife listen to it, and they're like, "Man, I can't wait! I can't wait!" And
It's
what's going
good.
on, Rich LaMonica? How are you, sir?
What's
So
up?
yeah, we're all super excited now. I'm hoping you don't release it when I'm gone on a cruise because we're supposed to be going to cruise at the end of June, 1st of July. So we'll be gone for graduation because my daughter's graduating high school this year. My youngest is graduating.
Oh
She
yeah,
wanted to go on.
congratulations.
Yeah, so she wanted to go on a cruise for graduation. So we're going to go. We're taking her and her sister on a cruise, and we're going to Cozumel, Belize, Roatan, somewhere else, and then but we're leaving out of New Orleans, which Julie and I have taken one out of New Orleans, I believe. Um, but most of the other ports have been out of Florida, so we're going to leave out of New Orleans, but we're going to go down early and get
Yeah,
to tour New Orleans before we go on the cruise.
yeah,
Which is what Grace wants to do. She's been wanting to go to New Orleans for a long time, so we get to take her and get to do that. And I'm super excited for them to go experience New Orleans. I've been there several times, especially when I was in the Marines. I went to Mardi Gras many a times.
yeah.
Um,
I've never been there. I've never been.
no,
No.
oh, dude. Well, when you're walking on like Bourbon Street, there's this one portion at the far end that's got like poles that stick in the road, and they tell you don't go past those poles. Like
And
that's
you went past the pole.
no, I didn't. I did not. I was like, no, no, we're not going. Willis is not going past those poles. So
Yeah,
I did not do that. But
yeah,
no, man, I'm super super excited about the journey that Grace is on. Plus Lorelai, she's getting ready to be on with college. Of course,
yeah.
Grace just bought her new to her car. She bought a 2014 Nissan Altima Sport with her own money that she saved up. So she bought that. And then Lorelai, she's got money, but she's waiting to the end of summer before she goes to college because she has a car right now, but it's not one that she would want to drive back and forth to Columbia, every weekend or whatnot.
Yeah,
Uh, so
that'll be
she,
fun though, man.
yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
So Steve O says chilling and listening in. Bill Rawson said ain't missing much, and then Steve O says he loves your grunt style shirt. By the way,
Oh yeah. Did you see it?
yeah. Let me go. So tonight, I'm super excited to bring back a guest that we've had on. I think once or twice before. I can't remember. I think he's been on a couple times. He wrote the book of Vital Interest, which is up there. Frank Demith, the man, the legend, Frank Demith. He's got a new book. It's called Defending the Eagle. So we're going to bring Frank in, and we're going to let Frank talk about himself first, because we got to reintroduce Frank to the world of Homefront SitRep, and then we get to go into his book. And it's the second edition, kind of sort of off of Vital Interest. So I'm super excited. We might even get a sneak peek some audio of it, because I have it here on my phone. So super excited about that as well. So are we ready to bring him in? Let's
Yeah.
do it. Let's bring him in.
Let's do it.
Welcome back, Frank. How are you, sir?
I'm finer than frog hair split 3 ways, brother.
Holy cow. Awesome. Well, Frank, as always, welcome back, and thank you for taking time out of your busy, retired, semi-retired schedule to come hang out with us, my friend. So do me a favor and reintroduce yourself to the world of Homefront SitRep, if you don't mind.
All right. Well, I'm just a poor kid from the south side of Chicago that joined the Army and was only going in for 4 years to get enough money for college and then get back out, and ended up being 28 years in service. And I couldn't have done anything better. I mean, I could have been a Marine, but it turned out that the Army at the time may be a better offer. So I jumped at it. And I was fortunate enough to go to the military academy as an enlisted person. They took me and sent me to the prep school because I needed to go there to get my scores up. And then I went on to the academy and graduated with some amazing individuals in my class of 83, and God bless them all, love them. And from there was going out in the field doing jobs, and ended up at the Pentagon before I retired, and had a folder thrown on my desk by the general officer I worked for, and he said, "Run this down and take it as far as you can go." And the Secretary of Defense had tasked the services with putting together a program to recruit speakers of Arabic, Dari, Pashto, and Farsi to serve as uniformed interpreters in the global war on terrorism. And the other services just kind of, we ain't doing that. And I went in and talked to my boss, and I said, "Hey, boss, nobody else is doing this." No, this is the general. I didn't call him boss.
Right.
And I said, "Hey, sir, this is quite a program." I said, "The other services aren't doing it." I said, "Do we want to do anything with it?" He says, "Yep, I want you to take it as far as you can." And that was the wrong thing to tell me, because I turned this thing into a regular military occupational specialty for the Army. And we had 2 detachments on active duty of about 100 folks apiece. And then we had a unit in the Army Reserve and a unit in the National Guard. And we ended up recruiting over 1,500 people for that program.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now,
And
were these people that were American citizens that knew how to speak the language, or were they from other countries that wanted to become?
they were all green card holders. So just like our history is built upon immigrants doing things for their new country. I mean, we had immigrants that fought alongside U.S.-born people in the Revolutionary War, the Civil War.
Yeah.
Every war you can think of, we had immigrants who volunteered to move forward and support their new country. And I sat for about 8 years after I retired. I waited for someone to write something about these 1,500 people who stood up and did something for their country, and nobody did. Yeah. So I sat down one day, I talked to my wife, and I said, "Yeah, I got to do something. I need you to tell me you're going to support me on this, because it's going to take up a lot of time." She said, "Okay." So I sat down and I wrote the first book in less than 100 days.
Oh, dang.
Wow.
And it was just You know, I went about it like I was still in the military. I drew out a little whiteboard and outline and some character sketches, and I would just look at the outline and then think about it and write what I was seeing in my head for what was going on. And I didn't do one rewrite. And
Wow.
I turned it in. Well, my publisher turned it in for a book award. I didn't even know. And they
Nice
they sent
surprise.
me an email, and the book had just been released like a week. And they sent me an email and said, "Congratulations, your book just won an award." And I said, "What?" Yeah, and we won the best military book of 2023.
Nice.
Was the first book.
Heck yeah.
And so that kind of spurred me to do the rest of them. And I'm writing books 3 and 4 right now. It was only going to be a trilogy originally. And then when I had success with the first book, I figured, you know, what the heck, go for the gusto, keep writing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
As long as you have people that are coming back each time to read the book, and you get new people that are coming, and it's kind of like when you like the Mission Impossible movies, right? They've made so many of them because people keep going back. And then
Yep.
there's other movies that they make, and they make one and it's a success, and then they make number 2 and it's a flop, and they don't make any more. So as long as you keep it's like theory with doing music as well. You know, he's got some awesome songs, and as long as he's got awesome songs and he's got day ones that keep coming back and listening to it, then he's going to keep doing what he's doing because it's his passion. It's what he loves. So
I've been a fan the first time I heard it.
Oh,
I absolutely love his music.
y'all are gonna make me blush. No, really though, you know, when you feel that creative spark, especially, you know,
Yep.
when you have some kind of idea in your head, like you said, you wanted it to just, you know, intentionally you were trying to make it just a trilogy, and then it's like you had such success, so it's like you feel that rush of creativity come from that accomplishment, and it's like you don't want to kill that creativity. You just
Oh
got to
no,
putting stuff down because that's when
I'm
you're producing the most.
well, I'm convinced now that I'll write as long as the good Lord allows me to draw a breath. I'll be writing until whenever he calls me home. But
Yeah.
I still got to order a hard copy so I can put it back here with the other one.
well, I told you, I said, what do you want, a hard copy or an audio book?
Well,
And
I'm gonna have to get me a hard copy.
So the audio book is so I can read it, because if you give me a hard copy, I'm not going to read it. I might get 1 or 2 pages in, and I'm like, all right, close it up. Then I'll come back to it, you know, a month or 2 later and read a couple more pages. But by then I've already forgot what I've already read. So audio book is how I read nowadays. So if I have a hard book in front of me,
you can't read, David.
no, I can read. I can read. I just
Uh,
hooked on
that's what
phonics
Johnny
didn't
would
work.
tell him.
Yeah.
Tell me you can't read without telling me you can't read.
Yeah, hooked on phonics didn't work for me.
Well, it's
Failed reading for Marines.
it wasn't just you, but I had probably a couple dozen people tell me that they would have gotten the first book if it was an audio book. And so I had the opportunity with the new publisher. They gave me a chance to do an audio book, and it didn't cost me anything. So
Made sense to do
Yeah,
it,
might
right?
as well. Yeah.
yeah, well, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what,
What are you losing?
editing that audio version, my God, what an
I'm
experience
sure
that
it's
was.
a nightmare.
I had written into the book, you know how when you want to emphasize something, you use all caps.
Yeah.
So this group of soldiers were in a formation, and they, you know, the sergeant was trying to fire them up. So they said, right? And they said, yes, sergeant. He goes, oh, that just doesn't do it for me. I said, are my people still out here? And he says, is that right? And they yelled out hooah. And so I spelled it HOOAH in caps. And when I went through the audio version, it came out as HOOH
Oh
instead of
no,
hooah. And
That
so
that's
I had
it's,
to go out and
it's tricky for
phonetically
that.
spell it out so that it would fit.
that's
And it was all
Yeah,
crazy.
kinds of stuff like that. I mean,
yeah. It's hard when you work with like the translation and stuff like that. The audio or the auto captioning and everything. Like
yeah,
even on like little reels and clips that I do for my music. Like I'll upload a reel of me like rapping a verse for a song or something, and then I'll do the closed captions, and it'll automatically like the AI and the tech will detect the lyrics, and I'll read back on some of that stuff, and I'll be like, where did you get that? Like it says the most outlandish stuff, and I'm
That's
like,
because you're a mumble rapper.
oh my, I'm about to get off this podcast right now. I
Oh,
will,
I
I
had to
will
do it, bro.
leave.
he could jump right through that screen and
He's gonna
pull that
drive
hat
to
down
my
around your ears.
he's gonna drive to my house and be whooping me on the screen.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it while everybody's still on the podcast.
You know they put the second book in a Spanish version too.
Oh, nice.
Spanish
There's
version.
a Spanish version of the book coming out.
Was
Hmm.
was that any more or less difficult for making that audiobook for a different language, or was it just kind of did it translate
It
well?
was easier for me. The audio book was a lot harder because I was the one who had to do the editing on the voiceover.
Oh
So
wow.
the book in Spanish, they had somebody do it, and my Spanish is not good enough to really critique it very much. So
Right.
I mean, I looked at it and I went through and I found some words that I knew and everything, and I said, yeah, it looks fine to me. So
Yeah. So did you have how many different voices when you did the audio book portion of it? How many different voices did you have to select from?
oh, there was well over 2 dozen.
Hmm.
I mean, it was just a big list of voices, and I went through and I listened to them all, and I picked the voice that's on the audiobook because I thought it fit best into the book.
Okay. Okay. You- I was wondering if you could have picked like James Earl Jones
No,
or Morgan Freeman,
no,
something like that.
there was nobody in there that I could put a name up there and it would help sell the book.
Yeah. Narrated by
Oh,
Morgan Freeman, it would sell out crazy.
Yeah.
oh
Well,
yeah.
I'll tell you, the next time in book 3, if I have a chance to do an audio book again, I'm doing it myself. Because the one thing about using their voices for an audio book is there's really no emotion,
Yeah.
and my books are kind of full of emotion
Yes,
because
they
I'm
are.
telling the stories of deployed soldiers and stuff, and it's just like vanilla all the way
Yeah.
through. It's the same tone, and it's an
Yeah,
audio.
unfortunately, well, unfortunately, with AI, you do get that. Now, there are some platforms out there where you can have like celebrities read
Right.
your whatever you put into it.
Yeah.
But getting that in audiobook format, I don't know how you would go about doing that. But I mean, I do know that there's people out there that can do it for you. How much
Yeah.
it would cost, I have no clue. And you said this was free through your publishing
Yeah,
company,
it fit
so
my budget.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say you want to get a famous celebrity to do that, you're gonna pay a
It
fortune.
would be thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I
So
mean,
all right,
I went through the same thing with. Oh, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was saying I kind of went through the same struggle with the new album because I had the, the the whole premise of the album is I'm introducing a new AI into the story from the Me Against the World album, and my roommate Joey Berserk, he had done the voice for the AI in my first album, Me Against the World, and this one is a female, and I was gonna get a person to do it, but nobody could work with my time constraint that I had, and I just decided to do it myself, and I was looking all over for like different voices and stuff that could sound good, and a lot of the voices that I would get, like you said, like it was very bland and no emotion when I was typing prompts for it to read. And so I was like, this is stupid. So I used Chat GPT, and she did great, but like it was kind of, sometimes I would have to retry and retry and retry, and I'd have to like prompt her to sound like this emotion when she read it, and she would do it, and or it would do it. I'm calling it she, but I feel the struggle, because you want to portray the emotion that you're putting out in your
Yeah.
head, and AI sometimes kind of makes it difficult with that. So
Yeah, it definitely does. Like I did, like a few little short videos and stuff like that. Like we got one for Veteran Joke of the Day. It's got Peter Griffin's voice on it. Then I did one for Gunny's Words of Wisdom. And it's hard to find good AI platforms that are free to use when it comes to that. So there are some out there that you can pay for where you can do celebrity sayings or like you can have Snoop Dogg or Reba or whoever and put
yeah,
whatever you type in there, they'll say it, and it sounds like them.
yeah,
Like my buddy's got a online radio station here in Mount Washington where he does the Bullet East football games, basketball, softball. Well, he's got some commercials that they play that is Reba, Snoop, and a few other celebrities, but they paid for that. And it sounds legit. Like it sounds like Reba, it sounds like Snoop. So,
yeah,
you're paying some good money for that too. So,
yeah.
um, being a broke podcaster, we don't have that kind of luxury.
Hey, I mean, I feel it. Thankfully, Chat GPT's free version was good enough for me to get the entire album script read and done. So I was
Heck yeah.
happy about that.
All
Well,
right.
I
So,
tried to do some ads for my second book using AI and putting it on the internet. And I was just amazed at the comments I got back. And there's one kid on there, keyboard warrior, that slammed out and said, "You should just go kill yourself."
oh,
And I'm like, what?
If I
mm,
had $1 every time someone told me that on the internet, I'd be able to pay for your celebrity audiobook
yeah,
recital.
definitely. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the first book. So refresh everybody kind of the premise about the first book, and then we'll dive into the second book, and then we'll play a little bit of the audio from chapter one because I don't want to give it away.
Yeah. Well, the first book, I wanted to start out and establish the entire theme of the series. So I built the conflict between the protagonist and the antagonist in the first chapter or two. And I set out to have a protagonist that was in the program I developed. So he was a good guy. And then there was another program that existed back in the day where they recruited individuals who were here on student visas and temporary visas. And they made that program as kind of a parallel to what we had done with mine. And there was some issues with that program. So that was where one of the antagonists comes from. And they get deployed in separate units. They ran into each other originally. The protagonist, they closed down the occupational specialty and he became a mechanic. And so they met each other initially there, and then they went off to different units, and they run into each other in Iraq. And the story goes on where the antagonist is linking up with the people that he was talking to in the States, and they're coming up with some really bad stuff to lay on the U.S. forces. And the protagonist finds a way to figure out who it was, and it doesn't end well for the bad guy.
Right.
That's basically the first book in a nutshell. Of course, there's a lot more to it. There's several additional characters that are important to the book, and I talk about what happens to them. Eventually, down the road, when I extend the series, I'm going to write a single book for each one of those secondary characters.
Okay.
To let the readers know what happens to them, because I think a lot of times when people write a series, they forget about the secondary characters who people are going to like. I mean, there's two strong female characters in the first book, and I felt like it would be a disservice not to tell farther down the line what happens to them after the first book.
So it'd be almost like a spin-off book to go off those secondary characters. Nice. I like that idea.
Yeah. And that's there's probably right now I have 7 or 8 books are going to be in this series.
Heck yeah. Heck
Now,
yeah.
are they all like relating to that first book? Like every book is it all the same story, or do they have different kinds of stories as you progress through the books?
Well, everybody wanted me, they said, when are you going to write yourself into your book? And I never had any intention of writing myself into the book. So I got so many people that brought it up. The third book, I'm in it. I name me.
Nice.
And then the fourth book is going to be it's still a follow-on. The series just keeps going.
Okay.
So you can read the books individually, but you're going to get way more out of it if you've read the series.
Yeah. Okay.
So the book itself, the first book, is a fact-based fiction book, correct?
Yeah.
So basically, it follows along some people that you knew in your journey of doing what you were doing, correct?
Well, the thing is, you got to be careful when you're writing. You can't, you don't want to base a character on one individual, because then you can get in a bind. So my characters are a collection of individuals in one person.
Okay.
So I mean, the people I've known, they can see where their part is, but then when they read the book, they're like, well, I didn't do this other stuff. And no, they didn't, because someone else did. So that's how I put together the characters.
Nice. So it's one or two characters that's melded together to make, one character all together.
Right.
See, I like that, because that way nobody can say, well, he molded that character after me, or oh, he molded it after me. So you got multiple people that feed into one character. I definitely love that.
Now there's one exception, and that's in the second book. Do you want me to talk about the second book now?
Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So what is the title of the second book? I know I mentioned the first portion of it, Defending the Eagle.
Okay.
Defending the Eagle.
That's a cool cover.
Yeah, we picked that up. The cover guy did a great job. Both my books, the cover guys, in 2 different publishers, they showed me 3 or 4 concepts, and the one just stood out for both books. They were just perfect.
Yeah.
So in the second book, the protagonist is going back to his unit to finish their deployment, because the special forces unit that he was supporting, they were leaving. They were going back to the States. So he went back to his unit to finish out the deployment. So he's in his original unit in the maintenance unit again, and he runs into some more issues. And the leader of the insurrection movement in Iraq, he evades capture in the first book, and so he comes back in the second book, and he sets up a much larger force to confront the U.S. forces. And so the second book is about that part, and the the protagonist gets dragged into being on the security team for the brigade commander. And he's one heck of a guy, and that's all I'll say. So, and we've all worked for guys like that. I mean, that's why I wrote that person or that character into the book.
Oh,
because my books, I'm trying to inform people who didn't serve what it's like when people deploy.
Yeah.
And so I'm not candy coating anything. I mean, there's good and bad on both sides. I mean, there was good people on our side. I mean, most of them are good from my eyes, but there's a couple that aren't very good.
Yeah, there's bad apples in all.
Yeah. So my favorite part about the second book is toward the ending, and it kind of goes back and forth a lot, and you don't know how it's going to turn out, and then when it turns out, I like to foreshadow. So I put things into the book, and then when you read farther into the book and it happens, you're like, oh my God, he talked about that way back here.
Yeah.
And I think that's what keeps the speed going. It's called the fast-paced thriller, and it kind of pushes the action along. So the second book ends right after one of the leaders in the U.S. forces is killed. And I was delayed like 10 months in publishing this book, and it just drove me crazy. I turned in the manuscript in 24, and the book didn't get published until the summer of 25.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I remember when you were talking about it.
that I picked had my book for all that time and never sent me an edit, never sent me anything. I would ask, what's going on, and never hear anything back. So we parted ways.
Yeah, I remember the last time we spoke a while back. You said you sent it to a publisher, a bunch of stuff happened, you had to get it, and you had to switch to another publisher, and you were having some issues with
well,
all of that.
The issues with the current one is not on the front end. I mean, they did a great job publishing. They did all this stuff for me, but they're having some issues with the after publication part. So
I've never written a book, or well, let me rephrase that. I've started several things that I wanted to turn into a book. I've just not gotten to that point where you're at, where you've already got a book published. So I'm dreading that, because I hear, all these different stories from like Betsy Ross, you, and all the other veteran authors that I've had on the show, and they're like, you got to find you a good publicist that's going to take care of you through the whole step, because there's some that's good on the front end, but terrible on the back end. And you got some that's good that's not good on the front end, but they're wonderful on the back end. And you, I know when we talked on the first book, you were having to do a lot of the legwork yourself at the beginning. Like you had to go, do all the publicity for it. You had to do everything pretty much on your own dime at the beginning. So
I scheduled all the book signings. I was contacting everybody and setting stuff up, and I'm doing that now too, though. So
that's got to be a lot more fulfilling, though, too. At the end of the day, like I put all this together, and like it's kind of.
Well, I'm heading out to Lowell, Michigan, in June on D-Day. I'm going to do a book signing in Lowell, Michigan, and the person that invited me, it's a small town. They're closing stuff down to come and go to the book signing.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I'd love
Got
for you to
one
come
guy.
to Louisville, Kentucky, and do book signing at like a Barnes and Noble
hey,
or
brother,
something.
you give me some ideas on places that I can contact, and I'll do it.
All right. Well, I will get you a list of places, the bookstores here in Louisville, and be like, hey, let's get this author here. He's got 2 books out. They're amazing books. And there's a buttload of veterans in Louisville, and plus you got Fort Knox right here too. So
I
we
was
can,
stationed at Fort Knox.
yeah. See, there we go. We can make it. We can make something happen. I promise.
Well,
What's going on, Chris?
I I don't know if I mentioned it, but the second book was just named the best historical fiction book in 2025.
Well, that's awesome.
Congratulations.
Yeah. When we went out,
Congratulations.
thanks. We went, the house commander and I, we went out to Phoenix and did that black tie thing all over again, and now I'm up for author of the year.
Well, that's
Wow.
amazing. That's awesome, brother. I mean,
But
that's
we're looking forward to things because everybody that reads the book, well, 98% of the people that read my first book really liked it. My problem is I'm nobody. I mean, I'm just a guy that likes writing books. Nobody knows me. And
yeah, but you're not
I
a
can't-
nobody though.
Well, no, I'm just saying in the grand scheme of thing, I'm a guy in West by God, Virginia, who likes to write books, and none of the people, the real big influencers, have any idea who I am, and I have no idea how to get past that. So that's
Well,
my issue now, is trying to spread the word.
well, everybody starts out somewhere.
Oh
Like
yeah,
everybody, like Theory, like myself. We all started somewhere, and even the big name people. Like I had Teresa Zano on. She just wrote her first book. Well, her husband was a Vietnam vet. Um, was real big into Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and they started that. They created a company. It was the whole family. They did that. They put on big shows, Brazilian jiu-jitsu shows, martial arts shows, and then got into the Hollywood realm, doing stunts and stuff for Hollywood action movies. Then they get connected with one of the big time choreographers with action movies. And now that they do that, they have their own talent agency. Everybody starts somewhere. And, the thing is you say nobody knows who you are, but people know who you are. I mean, you got to think your first book it's not probably where you want it to be, what level you want it to be, but it's got to gain traction. And I think if you get it in front of the right audience, like you went out to that black tie fair, right? Now you're up for veteran author of the year. That dude, that's a start. That's where you need to be. The more of those that you can be put in for, and I'm not saying you have to, because like last year when we got nominated for veteran podcast of the year, I didn't nominate myself.
yeah. What, you want to
Somebody
hear
else.
something funny?
Yeah.
About 4 months ago, I got this email, and it was from a person I had never met before, and I thought it was just spam. And it said that congratulations, you've won the Icon of Change award. And I'm like, yeah, right. Okay, how much is this going to cost?
Yeah.
And I contacted. I didn't send it back to the guy who wrote it. I sent it to the organization he said that he was representing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it turns out he's the president of that organization.
Oh,
So
God,
he
okay.
responded back and he says, "No, sir, this is legitimate.
Yeah.
I was recognized by the United Nations.
Oh, that's awesome.
They gave me an Icon of Change award. and
That
I have no idea who nominated me, and they
well,
won't tell me.
So realistically, right? And like obviously I'm not an author, but I can only relate with the music side. And I mean, in that position where something's so big, like such a prestigious award in whatever field that you're in, it could go for any field that any of us are in. With such a prestigious award like that, it almost makes it to where I wouldn't even care if nobody knew who I was, because in my mind, the right people know who I am, and
Right.
that's
that's
what
it.
matters. That the quality over the quantity in some cases is a lot more important. So like,
Yep.
I with my whole the big artists that I have a feature with on this upcoming album, I had just been tagged in a Facebook post, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and message this guy. He's probably gonna disregard my message. He probably gets 200 messages a day in his inbox, and he messaged me back, and I had actually asked him in the email when I sent him the song. I was like, is there any way that like I could schedule a call with somebody so I can make sure this is legit? Because just like you sent it to the the company that this guy said he represented. I went through the same process, and you know, I I got a FaceTime call from the artist himself, like a random FaceTime call from a random number, and I was like, "Who is this?" And I answered it, and it was him on my phone, and I'm like jaw dropped, and I was losing it. So it's like from that moment doing that feature, another door opened to be able to tour with him, and and now I'm doing shows with him in different states, and it's like it's so invigorating. So it's like the right people, when they recognize that talent and they recognize what you're doing, that alone will start putting you in conversations, that are happening in rooms that you're not in. So
yeah, I would agree with you 100%. It's getting recognized and not knowing who recognized you, right? Like you said, you don't know who put you in for the UN award. Um, that's all that matters. I mean, here's somebody put you in for an award that is not just in the United States. That's a global thing, right?
yeah, that's a big
So
deal.
if you win, did you win it? Did you win, or you don't know yet?
Well, they just name people as icons of change. There's no you got it when they
Oh, okay.
contact.
Okay,
So
so
I
so
got it
now
on my wall.
now when you do your social media, that's something that you could put on there on your tagline.
Yeah,
Uh, if you win veteran author of the year, you can put that on your all of your social media stuff. All of that stuff, all of those accolades. I know we as military members, we don't like that. We don't like all those accolades. It's like, hey, like when people ask me what I did in the Marine Corps, I was 0311 infantry. I was a ground pounder, bullet sponge. That's all I tell people. I don't tell them none of the other stuff that I've done because
yeah,
it's just not who I am.
yeah,
Gunny's got 2 Purple Hearts. Well, he says 1, but technically he rates 2. He says he's got 1. He don't tell people that all of this stuff that goes on. He was a Marine infantryman that turned recruiter that went back into infantry afterwards, and then got out and then went. Of course, he went air wing too. So he don't tell everybody about all the accolades that he got because that's what we don't do. We didn't join the military
Yeah.
to have those accolades, right?
yeah,
But that's where our mindset has to change because now, Frank, you're not just a veteran, you're also an author.
yeah,
So now your mindset, same thing with theory, same thing with me. Our mindset has to change
yeah,
and say, hey, we are not just veterans, we're podcasters, we're rappers, we're authors. All of these accolades that you get over the years, those are what people look for when it comes to hey, do I want this guy to come out and speak at my conference? Do I want Theory to come headline a show in Las Vegas, or do I want Willis to come MC our podcast, whatever, down in
West by
Florida?
God, Virginia. Come on out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those accolades, like we got nominated for, through American Freedom Fund. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, when the awards come back around, when they open, I'm nominating you because when I talked to Liv and DB, they added a new category this year because last year they added veteran podcast because it was something that I recommended. I was like, hey, look, there's a buttload of veteran podcasters out there. You need to have a category for that. And then I said, what about veteran authors? So they're going to add veteran authors this year. Hopefully they add it this year. If not, I'll wait till they do add it, and then you're definitely getting nominated for American Freedom Fund Veteran Author of the Year. So
Appreciate
just
it,
so you
bro.
know,
Just another notch on that belt too, because
Yeah.
when it comes to us, and again, I can't relate to writing books. I can only relate to the music side, but I mean, ultimately, it's the same thing. It's your art, and you're trying to
Yeah.
push it out to the masses to get more people to listen to it, to read it, and when like what Willis is saying, we have to change that mindset, and we have to shift gears and get into that marketing kind of side, because that ultimately is going to determine the success of the people that you're able to reach. Because when I was first starting out doing music, I would see producers putting out these beat packs for like dirt cheap, but the biggest headline on there would be all these accolades that they had. Oh, I produced for Snoop Dogg, and I produced for this
Yep.
artist Exhibit, and all these rappers that are icons in the music industry, and I produced beats for them and them and them. We're Grammy nominated, and this and that. Like, you want to push that stuff because that's going to intrigue people to be like, what is this guy about? And then you turn them into fans with the art, and it
Yep.
just kind of takes off from there. Word of mouth travels very, very fast.
Yep.
Yeah. So Frank, Chris down here is up in Wisconsin. He's part of Heroes Hunts for Veterans.
Cool.
He said he would love to for you to come to Wisconsin and be part of Heroes Hunts for Veterans. Amazing organization. That hat right here is their hat. I got a shirt somewhere. Amazing organization. Gunny and I are planning on going to Wisconsin in February, this coming February, to go ice fishing up there with these guys. I've never been ice fishing. Gunny has. I've never been ice fishing, so I'm super excited to get to go up there. Dude, you don't even know. When Sam sent me his bio, like my bio, when I wrote it up, was like a page, right? A full 8x10 page. Gunny's was like a book. His was that thick, dude.
I was gonna say, I feel like there's nothing that I could say like, oh, I did this, and he'd be like, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I did that 3 times.
yeah,
He goes,
like, all right.
he goes shark fishing.
Yeah,
He goes
scuba diving, skydiving, and I'm just
dude.
like,
I love
calm
Sam.
down, leave some.
Yeah, he's done it. He's done it all. I mean,
for the
he
rest
had a
of us.
NASCAR race named after him. I mean, come on, dude.
I like going boar hunting.
Hey.
The one thing I always wanted to do before I got old, out in Hawaii, they got a place where you can go boar hunting with a spear and a knife.
I'd be scared.
I would be terrified.
Yeah,
I would be terrified.
I'm 67 years old. I'm beyond jumping on some wild pig with a spear and a knife.
I wouldn't even go pig hunting. I wouldn't go pig hunting with a rifle, much less a spear. Now, if you give me a helicopter with a minigun, I'll do that all day long, shooting some pig. I'll do that all day long.
Here's one more good story.
I would go with a rifle, but not a spear.
The first time I went boar hunting, I bought this new 308 scoped Savage Axis. Great rifle. Cheap too. So I took it to the range. I made sure everything was zeroed in. I took it apart and I put it in the case. and next day we went to Tennessee to go boar hunting. I get there, and we're going to go to the little range to check the zeros again because we traveled with the rifles. I can't find the box magazine.
Oh,
Oh no.
yeah, single shot
Oh,
it.
when I cleaned it, I must have left it on the table or something. So we're out there, and the guy that I went with, he's like, "Well, you're not going with us, are you?" I said, "Well, hell yeah! I'll put my hand over the opening. I'll open the bolt, drop a round in, seat it."
Single shot it.
So I was
Make
out
it
there
safer.
hunting wild boar, one shot at a time.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing
You
wrong with that
gotta
at
make
all.
it work, man. Improvise, adapting over
Oh, I
time.
loved it. Who needs more than one? You know, you aim, you shoot, you kill it.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's all you need. One shot,
I've
one
never been
kill.
hunting of any kind. I've never. I mean, I grew up in Chicago, so it's like we
Well,
can't
we do a lot of hunting back home.
in Chicago.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know about that.
You go hunting for the guy that tried to break into your car. You go hunting for the guy that said
That's
something to your sister.
That's
Some
different.
split tail. You got to go hunting some split tail.
I may have hunted in certain ways then, I guess, but not
Well, we're
not
gonna have to change that there. We're gonna have to take you out deer hunting. Would you eat deer if you got a deer? Would you eat it?
I've had venison before.
Okay, all right, cool.
Oh,
We're gonna
yeah.
have to take you.
Good.
We're gonna
Yeah.
look. Chris says put in for a hunt up here in Wisconsin. Heroes
Okay.
hunts for veterans. Um, so go check out Heroes Hunts for Veterans and put in for it. So anyway, I want to play a little bit of Defending the Eagle by Frank Demith real quick. It is AI, so don't hold Frank accountable for that. Just listen to the words. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Let me turn.
Province was an area the Americans were not currently trying
Can
to
y'all hear it?
occupy. While most of the leaders believed the meeting was
A
necessary,
little louder.
many of them who had survived were not happy that they were asked to travel outside
There
of
you go.
their area. Traveling was not safe, and many of the leaders were known to the enemy. The fight was not going well for them, and the Americans had become more determined of late. The victories the American forces enjoyed over the last 2 months were bolstering their resolve. Many of the jihadi leaders did not want to have a meeting, but some of them had lost so many fighters that they had little room to disagree. The leader of the groups in the south of Baghdad was particularly annoyed. He had been a senior officer in the Iraqi Special Republican Guard. His name was Abdulaziz Mahmoud, but all of his fighters just referred to him as the leader. He was very cautious not to share names outside of his inner circle to avoid anyone providing information.
All right. So we're gonna leave it at that. If you want to know more, you have to go download the audiobook or go buy the book. So
Yeah, the audio book you can get on Google Play, and the paperback and hardcover you can get through Amazon. You can do the Kindle that way too. It's also on Barnes and Noble and all the other bookstores.
yeah, wherever you can get books, you can pretty much buy it at.
Well, you
Now,
can't find it in the stores. You got to order it online.
You got to order online. So just go to Amazon and order it. You get it overnight if you want it. So just go to Amazon and order it, whether hard copy or paperback. I think I'm going to have to order a paperback because that book is paperback. So I'm going to have to order paperback. So that way I'll have both of them. And then when I meet you in person, I can have you sign the new one.
Well, here's something else for your listeners. If they're interested, when you go to Amazon, you put in my name, it'll bring up both books. And Amazon currently has the first book at a huge discount, like almost 50%.
Oh, dang.
So it'll make more sense if you read the first one and then read the second one.
Yeah.
I'll have to get with you and do a couple. I want to get like a hard copy of both of those. So
Send me a note, man.
yeah, I'll send you a message and we'll link up on that. I'd love to get those.
And Chris says that they open up June 15th. Now I will tell you, as soon as it opens up, you need to be putting in for it because the spots do fill up fast. If you're serious about going hunting up in Wisconsin, go do it. June 15th, as soon as it opens up, because if not, it's gonna fill up fast. I think there's a 30-day window, if I remember, Chris, 30-day window that it's open for applications, and the success rate for hunting up there on the properties that they hunt is like 96%. I think is how many veterans have gotten a deer while they were there on site. So, and it's and the story behind Heroes Hunts for Veterans as well, is unfortunately it's a sad story, but a great story that has a great ending. The guy who founded it, his nephew was in the Marines, if I remember correctly, in the Marines. Went overseas for his first deployment, came back, he was good to go. Went for his second deployment, came back, he wasn't the same person after the second deployment. Now his nephew was an avid hunter. And when the family said, "Hey, you coming up to the property to go hunting?" He's like, "No, I'm gonna go hunt somewhere else." And they could tell something was going on, right? Um, he didn't get he didn't get a deer at that time. So uncle told him about a deer that was at the back of the property, an 8-point buck that was back there. Nephew came over, went out hunting, and I think like 30, 40 minutes later they heard a shot, and the family was thinking the worst. Well, come to find out, the nephew got the 8-point buck, and his face was just full of joy, like nephew was back. So they created Heroes Hunts for Veterans, and it's been going strong since. And it's an amazing place up there. So the campsite itself is an elevated tent that's up off ground. It's got like a fire pit and all that inside the tent, so you stay warm and stuff up there while you're there. But amazing organization, so I highly recommend going check it out. Heroes Hunts for Veterans. So, all right, Mr. Frank, what do you got coming up? I know you do the stuff with the People's Patriot Project. That's Sunday nights. We got your 6 at 6. So you're an active person on that now, correct?
Yep. I do the news
You do the news
and color commentary.
There you go.
So go check out the People's Patriot Project, which is also a Heroes Media Group, HMG family, part of the HMG family. So go check out People's Patriot Project. We got your 6 at 6. They also have a radio station, all kinds of good things going on with the People's Patriot Project. They also have a 501c3. So go check them out. They do all kinds of things. Looking at the comments over here, what Chris is saying. He said what you just said. You are always right on the money with what I said. So
He didn't say always. Told you can't read.
I know, right? Hooked on Phonics didn't work for me. But yeah, go to Amazon, Spotify, or not Amazon. Go check Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, wherever you get your paperback books. Search Frank Demith. You can get both books while you're there, because you honestly have to read the first book so you're not lost in the second book. If you're like me and you can only do audio books, you're going to have to read the first book and then get the second book in audio book. Hopefully we can get the first book in audio book as well. Check with Adam Bird with Heroes Media Group.
Here, I'll make you a deal. If I am a finalist and author of the year, I'll release an audio book of the first book.
Nice.
Hey, there you go.
You heard it first here on HomeFront SitRep. So go vote for Frank wherever you need to vote for Veteran Author of the Year. So what do you know what website that's through?
Yeah, I got it up here. I can send it to you.
Yeah, share it in the private chat and I'll throw it in the comments here, and we'll get everybody voting for you.
Yeah, I'll definitely be voting.
Yeah, I definitely will. You have to, because he's a Chicago boy. You got to vote for him.
This is also very true. We got to stick together.
Yeah. Now, I was married to a South Side Chicago girl. Does that count?
Yeah.
I mean, deep South. deep South Chicago girl.
What, you had like a hood girl?
Yeah, I was told by her that when she went back home to Chicago, I was too white to go. So
Yeah, in some areas you definitely would be. I would say that anywhere on the south or the southwest side, uh, just don't stick around there too long. And if you have to drive through, just keep driving because
so what you're saying is don't let the sun shine on my white ass or
pretty
leave my
much,
white butt.
All
yeah,
right, I had to put it in the private chat there, Willis.
I'm getting it.
yeah, you'll definitely get
Well,
robbed.
that's not a link. It just says author of the
Well,
year
click
nomination.
on it. It'll take you to the.
It won't
Oh,
let me
you
click on
can't
it.
click on it.
Oh,
You'll have to copy and paste the link itself.
well,
That way we can share the link itself.
I went to the site and I copied the link.
Is that what it said?
Yeah, when it comes back. Oh, I know what I can do. Let me try this.
Mm-mm-mm.
Let's see if this works better.
That way I can share it in the chat here.
There it is.
There we
And
go.
There we go.
of course, it's HTTPS / and
Yeah, I'm
all
gonna
that good
throw it.
stuff.
I'm gonna throw it in main chat.
Do it.
yeah, man, the town I was born in was just named the worst city in Illinois,
Oh man.
Chicago Heights.
Oh,
Mm.
geez. Yeah. I grew up around Wrigley Field, so I grew up on like the north side of the city, and
Man.
it wasn't too bad over there. But a lot of that crime nowadays that was all on the south side and the west side is apparently moving up north, and now you can't walk anywhere in the city of Chicago and feel safe. I mean, I lived in a pretty decent neighborhood for a good chunk of my later teen years, and you know there's a guy like stabbed to death like around the corner from my stepdad's old house that we lived in and I grew up in, and it's like you can't go anywhere. I
Yeah.
mean, everywhere has those places. Louisville's full of those too. You gotta,
Yes.
Hey,
watch.
Willis, with that link, there's a drop down for my name, and then it'll ask for a book title. They have to put in Defending the Eagle.
Okay.
So when you go click on that link, make sure you drop down Frank Demith and then put in Defending the Eagle.
Yeah.
And you can only vote once. It's not like Chicago.
Oh man, come on.
Hell, my
You know-
dad still votes in Chicago. He's been passed away since 2008.
So what if you have
That's
multiple
how I win.
emails? Can you vote if you have multiple emails? Or does it do by IPs?
It's emails, I believe. So if you have
like 5
separate
different
emails, you probably can.
Yeah.
But it asks for your name too.
I can always come up with something else. Yeah, I can always come up with a name.
Yeah. I got like 5 different emails. You got 5 votes from me.
There you go. There you go. Well, Frank, it's always a pleasure to have you on HomeFront SitRep. I want to say thank you for coming hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Theory and I, we're going to wrap up the show real quick, but you got anything else you want to say before we put you in the green room so we can wrap it up?
God bless all our veterans, first responders, and those currently serving our country in the armed forces. Hooah.
Hoorah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Frank. We're going to drop you in the green room. We'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
How cool was that, Mr. Theory?
And that guy has a lot of accomplishments, and he's shortchanging himself. He's gotta recognize those accomplishments, man. Those are big things. I'm
I
happy.
would-
I'm proud of him, and I can't wait to see what else the future's holding for him and his books.
Yeah, man, he definitely is shortchanging himself. Like, here, let's see. There we go. Had to throw that up there. Had to
I'm
throw
not
it up.
changing myself.
Yeah,
Well,
we
I
got.
was earlier. You should have heard me. I was having a full blown meltdown earlier.
Oh man, come on now. You got your day ones that's going to be here to support you always and forever, man.
Oh, I know,
So,
man. I got a ton of support in my corner, and
oh yeah,
Matt
for
actually
sure.
from Triple Threat Vets is going to be making some crash landing merch for me. He's going to be making some T-shirts,
Nice.
and I'm talking to him about getting some hats potentially made soon. And
Heck yeah, I need a hat. I need a theory hat.
yeah, I need a theory hat because the only other hat that I have is an FTB hat, and it's like a crappy quality made
You
hat.
have a HomeFront SitRep hat,
I do have a HomeFront SitRep hat, and I do
so
wear that pretty often.
I know I've seen you in it. I've seen you in it. And
Uh,
so he's Matt's also doing our store site for our new shirts that we got coming out. So we got
nice,
4 new shirts coming out. The first one is going to be the spicy pineapple. So it's a pineapple grenade. So it says the
nice.
spicy pineapple, and then on the back it says tossing joy in people's life since 1906. So awful punny, right?
I
And
like that.
then we have hashtag you're not alone. We're gonna have that shirt. Then hashtag be someone stranger. We're gonna have that shirt, and then we're gonna have a shirt that's got just a HomeFront SitRep logo on the front. Plus, we still have our Marine It Down shirt as well. So
I have that one. I'm gonna
yeah, I
need the other
know.
4 though, so I'm gonna have to get with you guys and purchase all 4 of those because I definitely
Yes,
want
sir. Yes, sir.
to wear those.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. All
Yeah,
right. So Gunny's not here. Guess what you get to do, my friend?
I get to close out the show.
There you go. Talk about that right there.
Yeah, so you're not alone. So, there's a ton of veterans and people who are even not veterans that are, you know, having struggles with their daily lives. Everybody goes through their own problems. And just know that you're not alone in that struggle. And, if you're feeling that way, then you can reach out and talk to somebody. Uh, I know that with Be Someone Stranger, you'll touch on that, but even if it's a stranger, sometimes it's easier to talk to a stranger than it is to somebody that you know. Uh, so, just know that you are not alone in your struggles, and there's always uh, a light at the end of the tunnel if you look hard enough. So,
Mm. Yeah, right here. In the silence of your struggles, remember, though unseen, you are deeply held in the hearts of others. You're not alone. The uniform may come off, but the bond remains. And together we heal, we rise, and we carry each other forward. And the key word there is together. Together we heal, together we rise, and together we carry each other forward.
absolutely.
Um, All right. Next is hashtag be someone stranger. Guys, listen, we as humans, we're more apt to talk to a complete stranger than the ones we love the most. So when you're out and about and you see somebody that looks like they're having a bad day, go up to them, say, hey, how are you doing? And if they give you the red flags, I'm okay. I'm hanging in there. I'm living the dream. Ask the next hard question. How are you really doing? And be ready for that conversation because it could be a 5-minute conversation. It could be an 8-hour conversation. You just have to be ready for that conversation.
Absolutely.
Sorry,
I had
my
many
wife
of
is
those questions.
my wife is blowing up my phone at the present moment in time. I don't know what happened. But so
Yeah,
yeah,
mine is too. That's weird.
so you got to ask the next hard question and be ready for that conversation. Could be a 5-minute conversation, could be an 8-hour conversation. And a lot of times the person that you ask the next hard question to, they just want somebody to listen to them. Don't try to fix them. Just sit there and listen, right? Don't try to fix them.
Yep.
All right. Last but not least, it takes a village. Listen, Theory hit on it just a second ago. We have our tribe. You have to find your tribe. Um, and if you're having a bad day, reach out to them. Like if I'm having a bad day, I'm gonna reach out to Theory. I'm gonna reach out to Frank. I'm gonna reach out to Gunny. I'm gonna reach out to people that I know that are in my inner circle, my tribe. So you also have this device right here. I have over 2,000 contacts. Open your phone, go to contacts, scroll through, and just hit somebody. You might not have talked to them for 10 years, but hit that number, hit dial. If they don't answer, leave a message, say, "Hey, man, this is Willis. Just calling to check in, see how you doing." And then hang up, do it again till you actually get somebody on the phone. You never know. The person that you do reach out to, you might save their life. You never know. So just reach out, find somebody and reach out.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna do Gunny's words of wisdom. You ready for this? This is new. You
Sorry,
don't even
I don't have theories, words of wisdom. I'm sorry.
well, I got he did a recorded one for me.
Ah,
Gunny's words of wisdom.
Sometimes people act like you're hard to deal with because you're not easy to fool.
I'm gonna have to play that one again.
Sometimes people act like you're hard to deal with because you're not easy to fool.
that's deep.
That is super deep, bro.
And
And did you notice?
on another note, I noticed the hat, and I want that hat.
Yeah, but did you notice everything else on the wall?
Yeah, I'm
You
still
talking-
waiting on Gunny to give me a damn challenge coin. He told me.
Hey,
he would.
we'll get you one. We'll get you one. All right. All right. So Frank is Army. So we're gonna have to do an Army joke tonight. All right, here we go. We ready?
I'm ready.
It's time for the joke of the day.
What?
It didn't even do anything. Did the video come up?
Yeah, the video came up and then it went away. It said it's time for the joke of the day, and it showed both of us, and I was like,
Yeah,
That's
there should be a
right.
video. Hold on, let's try that again.
It's time for the joke of the day.
"It's back to
There
us.
we go.
It's messed up, man."
All right. Why did the soldier detonate the bomb?
Wow.
Why did the soldier detonate the bomb?
Why?
He wanted to see for himself. I didn't say it was a funny joke. I just said it was a joke.
I'm dead. That's like that reminds me of like, why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
die. He's a real knee slapper.
Oh man.
That was good. That was a good one though. That was good.
Yeah, so it's from Reader's Digest, so they're very clean jokes, which is what I need for Reese Across America Radio. But they're
Yeah.
so punny and stupid too. So
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, I like.
All right.
I like.
Yeah, me too. All right, let's talk about our community partners real quick, and then I got to jump out of here because I think my wife is not happy about something at the present moment in time. First,
no.
I want to talk about SOF Missions down in Tampa. Amazing top tier nonprofit. These guys are phenomenal. When I say top tier, you go down there, whether you go down there for the 3-day clinic or 3-day retreat, 5-day clinic, or you do the online training, SOF Missions makes you feel like you're at home from minute one. So when Gunny and I went down in February, we walked in and registered. We felt the love, like, hey, this is a spot where we need it to be. And then with all the other things, the individual care that we received while we were there, plus all the group time that we had with the other 10, there was actually 11, there was 12 of us total. So the other 11 veterans that were there, when we all got there, we were strangers. But when we left, we were brothers. And we were able to open up and share our stories, right? So check out sofmissions.org. And the good thing about sofmissions.org is once you leave property, 365 days later, they're still taking care of you. It's not just a weekend kind of thing. 365 days later, up to 365 days, they're in your corner. If you need anything, they're there for you. So check out sofmissions.org. Up next is heroesmediagroup.com. That's heroesmediagroup.com. Adam Bird is phenomenal. The platform that he's got built there with Heroes Media Group is second to none. So go check out heroesmediagroup.com. Up next is Reese Across America Radio. Homefront SitRep is on Reese Across America Radio on Thursday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern. That's Thursday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern. You can go to www.reaseacrossamerica.org/radio, or you can download the iHeartRadio app, the TuneIn app, or the Audacity app and search the word Reese, and you can find Reach Across America Radio there. Up next is sameflagsameoath.com. I know we were just talking about that just a second ago, but we have our Marine It Down shirt, which is right there in the corner of the screen. So check out sameflagsameoath.com, and you can order that shirt there. That is a co-branded shirt. The good thing about buying the Marine It Down shirt is 25% of all sales at the end of the year comes back to Homefront SitRep, and then we donate that money to a veteran nonprofit, whether local or wherever they're at. We spin the wheel. Whoever it lands on gets that money. We don't keep a dime of that to ourselves. So go check out sameflagsameoath.com.
Yeah.
Up next is Elite Engraving 24. I don't have the hat down here. We were talking about the Homefront SitRep hat just a few minutes ago. This is where our hat is made, eliteengraving24.com. That is a small veteran-owned company here in Kentucky, up in Campbellsburg, Kentucky. They are phenomenal. They don't do just hats. They do a little bit of everything with engraving. So go check out eliteengraving24.com. Up next, Valor Coins and Pins. Grandsons, Brian and Brent Casey, are the grandsons of Medal of Honor recipient, Marine Corps veteran, Herschel Woody Williams. Amazing. This guy was a Marine, phenomenal guy. He created the Woody Williams Foundation, which puts up Gold Star monuments across the country to highlight Gold Star families from around the country. So go check out Valor Coins and Pins. While you're there, also check out the Woody Williams Foundation as well. Up next is RDC Shoes. Darren Davis, Marine Corps veteran, police officer. Him and his family created RDC Shoes, and these things are friggin' comfortable as all get out. I have the Patriots. They're the blue field of the stars. So like the blue field on the whole shoe, the tongue is red and white with the stars, the bars. So go check out RDC Shoes. My shoes, I love them. I wear them all the time. They are super comfortable. Last but not least, go check out homefrontsitrep.com. That's our website there. You can see all these great veteran authors, business owners, comedians, nonprofits, everybody that we've had on the show. It does need to be updated. I'm looking for somebody that can do my website for me, that can keep it up to date, more current, because I don't really have time to do that at the present moment in time, with everything else that I got going on. Because we got the Vietnam Traveling Wall coming in this September. Hopefully, Theory, you can come out for that.
Okay.
And it's going to be here in Mount Washington, September 17th through the 20th. It also has the Cost of Freedom tribute on there. So anything that happened after after Vietnam will be on the Cost of Freedom tribute. So Beirut's there, GWAT's there. Pretty much everything is on there. Somalia, all of that is on the Cost of Freedom tribute. So if you're out and about and around the Kentuckiana area, West Virginia, Tennessee, Indiana, Ohio, Missouri, wherever, come down to Mount Washington, Kentucky, September 17th through the 20th, and come see the wall. If you've never been to DC, it's an 80% replica of the original wall, and it's a very humbling experience as well. So come check that out at homefrontsitrep.com. Got a frog in my throat.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's no good. All right. Like we always say on HomeFront SitRep, stay safe out there. We got your six. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find HomeFront SitRep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your six.